हाँ यूट्यूब ऑन कर दिया मैंने। यूट्यूब, हाँ ओके, यूट्यूब ऑन कर दिया। स्टार्ट क्लास पे भी क्लिक कर दिया। तो अभी आप देख रहे हो ना, ऊपर आ ही नहीं रहा, कोई वो नहीं आ रहा। काफ़ी लोगों ने ज्वाइन भी कर लिया है। कहाँ है? इस पेज पे इसको बंद करूँ? एक ही है, वो आपको थोड़ा लैग दिख रहा है, एक ही है। हाँ क्लिक कर कर रखा है वहाँ पे, क्लिक करके भी नहीं आ रहा है ना कोई। कर लिया मैंने कॉपी। हाँ पेज करके स्लैश लाइव ही आ रहा है ना, ये तो एजुकेटर स्लैश लाइव आ रहा है, वो आ ही नहीं रहा है। हाँ दे दिया मैंने उनको, आपको यूट्यूब पे दिख भी रहा होगा शायद साथ में। देखते हैं अभी वो आ पाते हैं या नहीं। हाँ मैंने बोल दिया था। मैंने म्यूट किया हुआ है, बट यूट्यूब पे तो आवाज़ जा रही होगी ना। भाई लोग जो यूट्यूब पे देख रहे हैं प्लीज़ 2 मिनट वेट करो, वी आर ट्राइंग टू फिगर आउट सम इशू।
Hi Pulkit.
Yeah. Hi everybody. Hi Surya. Please also confirm if you guys can hear me as well. On YouTube as well, please confirm if you guys are able to hear both of us. Now please confirm. Just a second, I'm just trying to figure out if people can hear on YouTube. Yes, okay, on YouTube also people can hear, which is great. All right, so Surya sir, I think everything is fine. I think we can continue.
Okay, great. You don't need to call me sir. Yes. So I guess we already have a set of questions that we got from Dojo. So we can go through one by one and like we can take turns and give our answers maybe.
Yeah, I think before sort of answering their questions, maybe I even have a question for you. Maybe you could tell us how did CP help you to land a job at Google?
Yeah, definitely.
Of course, maybe then we can go on to the questions.
Yeah. So I'll give a brief introduction of me as well. So my name is Surya. So I did my bachelor's from IIT Roorkee. I passed out in 2015, 2011 to 15 batch. So I was active mostly during those period. 2016 was probably I slowed down my competitive programming. So I used to mostly focus on getting to world finals of ICPC. That used to be my aim, and thankfully, by God's grace, I could go there twice. And I would give 100% credit of getting a job at Google. Not 100%, maybe like 90 to 95% of credit to my competitive programming journey. So most of the interview questions were trivial compared to the questions that were asked in ICPC. So that's one reason of passing the interviews easily. So I have a theory why CP is important for competitive programming, for interviews, is because they try to measure the intellect. And if you are good at competitive programming, then you will have good intellect. It's not like you just by heart the interview questions and just go. If you have good practice in CP, then it will help. So I had like 4 interviews in my Google interview, and three of them were alco, and all of them were very easy compared to the ones that were there in the ICPC. So that was my journey. I think you can continue.
Yeah, that's really inspiring for me as well, to be honest. Going to ICPC World Finals twice, it's like sort of a goal and a dream for me as well. For those who don't know, I am a fourth year undergraduate student at Delhi Technological University. So for the people who are asking what is ICPC, let me answer. ICPC is something like Olympiad of programming. You can look at this way. And yeah, so also for those who do not know what this session is, I think we dived into it a little bit early. So this session is going to be a ask me anything, ask us anything, to be very honest, a session wherein you can ask us questions related to the fact that how and why is CP important to get into companies like FAANG, or we can collectively discover or whether is it important or not. So before we actually get down to asking some questions from you, the team asked the same question, asked questions on the same topic on CodeChef community, and we are having a bunch of questions already with us. So I think maybe Surya, we can go like you said, we can go turn by turn and start answering the questions. And yeah, so would you like to go first?
Sure. So yeah, thanks. Pulkit, for your introduction. So the first question that we have is, get to FAANG, are the skills required? Sorry, this I could not see this question. Sorry. Are the skills required for CP and interview a little bit different? If I am good in CP, can I perform well in interview? So from my experience and my friend's experience, so okay, FAANG is a short form for Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, or Google, or Microsoft, those kind of companies, like the top companies. Are the skills required to get into these kind of companies? Is it same as the ones in the competitive programming? I would say mostly yes. Experience and experience of my friends, in the beginner level positions of all these companies, most of the interviews are based on algorithms. Like there will be 1 or 2 design rounds as well, but most of the interviews will be algorithms. This is because you cannot really measure the quality of an engineer who is at a beginner level. Like maybe if he does software engineering for 2 years at Google, he may become like really good engineer. So the level of projects which we used to do at Google were much different from the level of projects which are there in college. So a student who is just coming out of college, you cannot really measure his skill in software engineering. So the software engineering skill is very different from competitive programming skill. I'm 100% sure that you will not be using most of these algorithms in your day-to-day job after you get a job. But to get a job, this skill will be helpful to prove your intellectual capacity. Like if you can solve the algorithm problems quickly, then you are really good intellectual. So you can easily grasp the software engineering skills. Is the idea behind the interviews having competitive programming problems. The problems, like most of the interviews will have problems which are very similar to competitive programming problems. I think we'll get
Yeah,
next.
I'd like to add a couple of things to what Surya said. He almost covered everything, but I'd like to add that the skills required for CP and interview are mostly same, like Surya said. But one of the most important skills in an interview, which is not a technical skill, is that to be able to explain in a very effective manner what you are thinking, to be able to explain your thought process in a very effective manner, because that's what they want to see, that how are you approaching the question and how you are actually reaching the solution. Because it's not very natural for a competitive programmer to be also a good explainer, to be also good at explaining things. So yeah, this is one extra thing that I think is very important for interviews. And one more thing is that when people like me and like myself and Surya must in the past, when he must have been doing CP, we don't really care about the quality of code that we write in the competitive programming contests, because all that matters then is getting to the solution and getting that AC as fast as possible. But in the interview, the quality of the code matters a lot. I'd say, especially in Google, I think they do give a lot of importance to the quality of code as well. Not only in Google, in other companies as well, according to me. So yeah, I'd say these two things are something which are extra, that are required by a person apart from good algorithmic skills. And yeah, I think that's what I wanted to add here.
Thanks, Pulkit. Sorry, my brain is little frozen because of the class that I just took. Sorry, I could not. I missed those points. Thanks for finding them and adding those points. I have one more point to add. Now that I'm thinking, the communication skills that Pulkit mentioned are like really important. Like the way you explain your problem, the solution to your interviewer is important, and it is all. The other important thing is catching. The interviewer might not explain the problem, complete problem. Like he'll deliberately miss some part of the problem. Like he'll not explain that. They'll expect you to proactively seek out the interviewer and understand. So sorry, I'm confusing two different things. Whatever the interviewer tells, if you're able to catch that or not, one very important thing. Like if your interviewer is giving a hint, how well you are using that hint is also important. Like you cannot say that, okay, I don't understand what you're saying, I try to solve this problem on my own. That is a very bad attitude you can show in interview. Like you should show the attitude of collaboration. Like whatever the interviewer is saying, like trying to understand what they are saying and try to use it in your solution. That's one thing. And the second thing is proactivity. Like the interviewer will deliberately miss some pieces of the problem statement. Whether you are able to understand that and proactively seek out, like the interviewer, the questions, the missing parts of the question. So this thing happens mostly in the design rounds. In algo rounds, it is very simple that you miss the constraint of something. But in a design round, there are many things that you can miss. So how proactively you are asking questions is also an important skill. So there's that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So should we go to the next question? Do you want to go first this time?
Yeah, sure. So the next question that I have here is that the person is saying that I've heard interviewees being asked to write production ready codes. What generally constitutes a production ready code? How does one write one? This question is by Ravi Chandra and Reddy. So, if I am to talk about data structures and algorithm interviews, again, I think in this aspect, Surya will be able to guide a lot better. But again, I'll just try to speak out my thoughts. What I feel is that sometimes when they ask you to write production ready code, they want to sort of they expect you to cover all the edge cases and all the sort of cases that one could expect when it is actually being in industry. So yeah, that's what it is expected to be. And another thing that is being expected when we are asked to write such code is that the quality of the code should be according to the industrial standards. There are certain practices, certain good practices that are good to follow when it comes to writing code that is being used in some big corporations. So I don't really have much to say in this manner because I don't really have an experience working full time for a company. So I hope Surya, maybe you could add some points if you have anything to add.
I think that's the most of it. Like the production ready is like the ones which you have tested well. Like you covered all the cases and like you have made checks and balances for all the things. Like for example, you add assertion statements to your code.
Yeah.
Like in competitive programming, we never add assertion statements because we are sure that the input format will be guaranteed as the one present in the problem statement. But in real world, values you expect and the values you receive can be different sometimes. So even though you know that there will be at most 1,000 users, sometimes there can be more users and your software crashes. So you make an assertion that if there are more than 1,000 users, then don't give the output to the extra users. So that way you add some assertion statements to your thing and adding some tests to that code, and also the quality of the code as Pulkit mentioned, like having good indentation and the names of variables really readable. You in competitive programming we write like for I equal to 1 like that, but in real world if you write for I equal to 1, after 5 years if there is some other developer reading your code, he will not understand what I means. But if you write for user equal to 1 to user equal to 1,000, that is a much better readable code. So that's the quality of the code.
Right. Thank you for adding these assertions. So let's move on to the next question, I think.
Yeah.
So the next question is CP only important to get you into FAANG, or does it help in your actual work as well? So the question is from Mayank Kumar, and I think you'll be a very appropriate person to answer this. And I think you already answered it in your introduction.
Yes. So important. Does it help your actual work as well? So there are two parts to this. Does it directly help and does it indirectly help? Does it directly help? No. The segmentary algorithm that you learned in your competitive programming, you will never be implementing in your role at software role in Google. When I say never, it's 99%. You might be in some algo team in Google and you may be implementing it, but 99% of the teams at Google never implement a segmentary. So directly, it will not be helpful, but indirectly, as Pulkit previously said, how you can split a problem into small problems and explain it to others. That skill is similar to like the prerequisite for that is like you first break down the problem into small problems. So in competitive programming, you learn that skill. There is a hard problem, you break it down into small, easy problems and solve individual problems. That skill will be very useful in your software engineering role. Like you need to build a big product, you break it into small pieces of small products and try to interact each small product into a big product. So that way, indirectly, it will help. But directly, the algorithms that you learn and the code that you write in CP, it will not help. So
Right,
that's my
right.
answer.
Yeah.
If you want to add anything, you can
No,
add.
I think I'm no one to add to it. You are the best person to answer for this. So I think we could move to the next question then. So the next question that I can see here is that how a non-CS domain student should prepare for getting into FANG companies and even other product-based companies. The question is from Manasa Paluri. So so Manasa, I'll answer this question in two bits. Like your question is how a person should prepare. So I probably honestly like I don't know about more colleges like Surya is from like IIT. I don't know what the curriculum here is. But honestly, in my college, I'm from Delhi Technological University, which was formerly Delhi College of Engineering. Uh, Mostly things are in our hands only. It is not that the college is teaching us data structures and algorithms of that level which are required in companies like Google and other product companies. It is up to us. We have to take things in our hands and look for different resources to learn things like an academy and practice on different websites like CodeChef, CodeForces, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I'd say for data structures and algorithms part, it is very similar. And but regarding the core subjects that are being asked in some of the companies like operating systems or computer networks, of course, a person who has CS as his or her branch will be taught all of these things in as a part of the curriculum itself. So for that, yeah, of course, you'll have to look what the curriculum is and have to read stuff on your own. That's what I'd like to say. Surya, you are welcome to add anything if you want to.
Yeah. So non-CS domain. As you are from non-CS domain, definitely you are not going to have any interview-related skills taught in your courses. So everything you should be learning on your own. So there are two different parts of interviews. One is design interviews, and the other is algo interviews. And for I'm going to talk only on the technical skills required. There are some soft skills also which Pulkit added before, and one of the ones that I added. But for technical side, there are two different skills that you want. The one is design, and the other is algo. For algo, you can start practicing in CodeChef or CodeForces and all. Up to like easy medium problems, if you are good at solving, then you are fine. Like the questions asked in Google interviews, like you can take the hardest question asked in a Google interview. It will be at most a easy medium problem on CodeChef. It will not be medium or it will not be hard. It will be easier than easy medium problem in CodeChef. So if you are good at solving easy medium problems in CodeChef, then the algo part you can nail it. You can forget that. The design part, as you are a non-CS background, you will. So in our college, there used to be some CS projects, and there used to be some courses for. I am from non-CS background, but my batchmates who are in CS, they used to get some operating system courses and like those kind of things, which help them in the design rounds. But there is a book called Cracking the Coding Interview.
Yeah.
That has a really good design interview part. That's the only thing that I learned before giving my Google interview. And I'm not saying that's enough, but that has really good content. I recommend you going there. Cracking the Coding Interview. That's the name of the book. So you can learn about the design part there. You don't need to like learn all the operating systems and all the minute details that your CS counterparts are learning. It's not necessary. If you have them, it's good. But if you don't, then it's also fine. But the basic design principles, failure safe and like those kind of things, proactively asking questions and those kind of design things, like covering the edge cases and all, those kind of design principles are really a good explained in a good way in that book, Cracking the Coding Interview. So you can read from there. And for the soft skills parts, I think it's the same for CS or non-CS. So you just need to talk to people and interact with people to develop those. You can't read a book in the honest. So if you can add anything, you can.
Yeah, no, I think you have covered everything that I missed. All right. So the next question is, can is DSL go sufficient for getting into FAANG? I am currently in third year. I know it's late, but how can I prepare? I see a lot of a question on internet and I get stuck. So basically, I think the question is that is DSL go enough to get into FAANG? And the question is by Ayush Joshi. So would you like to take this question?
Yeah, as we discussed before, like
Yeah.
it's probably we already answered this.
Right.
There are two major topics differently, like one technical side and one soft skills side.
Right.
And on technical side, there are two branches. One is algo and other is design. If you learn just DS and algo, then you are missing other major things. So if you can learn the design skills and also get better at communication skills,
Right.
and also be proactive, how you interact with other people, if you become better at that, and you can crack those interviews. Just knowing DS and algo will not get you into that.
Right. I think Google is an exception, right? Like as far as I know, for freshers they don't have any design interview. So
I had a design interview.
no, but I'm pretty sure, like as of today, when we interview for an entry level role at Google, there is no design interview for Google. I'm sure about that.
Oh, okay. That's great. My knowledge is pretty old.
So yeah, I just like to add, like it's not like you are preparing just for Google, right? So you want to have a skill set that is sort of foolproof for many of the companies. So in that case, what Surya said is absolutely valid, and there are two parts to it: the design part and the algo part. Yeah. So the next question that we have here is, how to switch from service-based companies like TCS to product-based companies or startups. Also, would you suggest someone joining service-based companies or rather giving full-time preparation for DSA if one can afford to? Again by Ayush Joshi. So I think that we have already discussed a lot about how to get into product-based companies. I think that part of the question has been answered. The second part of the question was, would you suggest someone joining a service-based company or rather giving full-time preparation for DSA if one can afford to? I think personally, I believe that it is a very personal choice and depends from person to person and the situation. But I'd say if person in the answer he has written that if a person can afford to, if he can afford to, and if he has that zeal to get into a product company, then why not? Would you like to add something to this, Surya?
Sorry, I cannot add much to this question because I don't have experience in service-based companies like first-hand or second-hand any kind. Yeah. Like all of my friends are in product-based companies as well. So I don't know much about service-based ones, the work culture there. So one thing I know is like the work culture in the service-based companies that you mentioned, like TCS, Accenture, and all. The work culture in product-based companies is much different. So that way it's probably better. Regarding the work, I don't know. Regarding the culture, it's probably better. Regarding from what I heard and all. So I can't confirmly tell you that the culture is better, but whatever I heard, it's better. I heard it's better. But the actual work, I don't have any experience. So yeah. That's what we can add. Yeah, if you have anything more to add, we can add, or we can go to the next.
Yeah,
question.
let's move on to the next question.
Okay.
So the next question that we have here is, I'm sorry, I think there's something wrong. Could you please read the next question?
Yeah, sure. So the question we have here is, learn CP. How to get started with competitive programming and what are the basic skills needed for a beginner to start learning? So The basic skills, I don't think you need any basic skills required to start, because there are some children who are very young. They also start doing computer programming. Certainly they don't have any learned skills before, so you don't there are no prerequisites for these. But if you're good at maths, or if you're good at physics, or if you're good at algorithms, like basic deduction skills you have, like basic pattern observation skills you have, then they will be really helpful. Other than that, I don't think you need any basic skills that are like definitely required. And how to get started? I think CodeChef is a really great platform to start. They have like easy level programs, contests, sorry, problems and all. They regularly organize contests and all. Code Forces is also a platform which has some really good problems. It has 2-hour short contests, which are really good if you like fast solving of problems. Because in interviews you will have a short amount of time, so doing short contests will help you. So there's that. Do you want to add anything?
No, I think you have covered the part. I just like to add, the basic requirement is that you need to know programming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just you need to
Know
to
a
start
language, yeah.
problem. You need to learn
a
know
language.
programming. But I think you can like once you start, even if you don't know, you can learn those.
Learn any language, preferably C++. Why I am saying C++ is because there's no harm in doing things in Python or Java or any other language. But what I believe is that the community is much larger for C++, the competitive in the competitive programming world. So it is just my sort of opinion that it is easy to get help if you're coding in C++. Yeah.
And also the most of the problems in CP, they are based on C++ or Java, the time limits that are set. In some problems, the other languages are simply too slow to run. So if you concentrate on C++ or Java, then you have access to most of the problems. So that's one other advantage. Java is also fine. Java has some good editors. The editors of C++ are very questionable. I mean, the editors, I say, like, you have good editors, but the debuggers are really not so up to the Java editors. So, and the language styles and all are also better in Java. But C++ has benefits, its own benefits as well. It's faster, and it has its own like optimizations that you can do there. So either C++ or Java, I recommend doing. Yeah. If you want to add anything or contradict anything,
Yeah, no. That's what you said was actually in sync with what I said. So why would I contradict that?
Cool.
Yeah. So the next question that I have here is, all right, and not for how many days and not yet fully convinced. Why actually do the companies test your competitive programming skills? Let's consider SDE position, and how do CP helps the companies to build their software? Yeah.
Sorry, Pulkit, I think we are out of sync on the questions. Which question?
I'm just reading the question after that. How to get started with competitive programming? I'm a student from IIIT Bangalore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so the question is, why actually do the companies test your competitive programming skills? And let's consider an SDE position, and how do CP help the companies to build their software? So I think this question has already been answered by Surya, that for a person who has no experience whatsoever in the software industry world, checking a person's analytical skills, and they need something to check the person's programming skills as well as the analytical skills in one go. So throwing the person data structure and algorithm questions, I think does both of them, and of course along with the other soft skills that are required. So yeah, this is why I think people are being tested on data structures and algorithm skills at entry level. That is it from my side. Surya, you can please add if you have anything.
So I think you covered the most. Like how does this help companies to build their software?
Yeah, right.
It doesn't directly help. It is an indirect help that you are getting. Like you are getting smart people into your company, so who can learn better. That doesn't guarantee that they become the best software engineers.
Right.
But if you take like 100 smart people, maybe 90% of the smart people will be fall into the top 50% software engineers. So that way, like you're getting relatively okay, not okay, like relatively good software engineers. You're not getting the best software engineers. That's the part. Why do they use competitive programming? I think we discussed before. Like they measure the intellect, and the problems are a bit similar to real world problems, but not exactly the same. The segmentary problem you are solving in CP, you will never solve it in your daily life of software engineering. But like dividing the problem into sub problems, that skill will be helpful in your software engineering. So that's why computer. So I heard in some of the interviews, even math questions are asked.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
yeah. I have actually experienced this in my Goldman Sachs interviews. I was asked a lot of puzzles and maths questions.
Oh yeah, Goldman Sachs is big.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did my internship at Goldman Sachs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I remember that. Like they asked mostly math and puzzles and programming problems.
All right. So the next question is all right. So I'm not able to solve interview level questions, but I'm still not able to. I'm able to solve interview level questions, but I'm still not able to achieve a good rating on CodeForces or CodeChef. How will it affect my resume, and will I face difficulty in getting a job in any of the FAANG companies? If it matters, please give me some tips to improve the ratings on CodeForces, as it is a big motivating factor. So my bit on this question would be that let me just tell you how do good ratings help. What I believe is that whenever we are sort of trying to apply to the companies, so it really acts as a parameter for the people who are working there, or the people who are deciding which candidates to move forward with the interview. They need a parameter to decide that are you really good at what you are claiming to be good at. So ratings act as a very good parameter to that. So that's how I think ratings matter. But once a person gets an interview for a particular company, after that what matters is your problem solving skills, your communication skills, and like Surya has already said 2-3 times, your design skills. So to answer the second part of the question, some tips to improve the ratings at CodeForces and CodeChef. What I generally suggest is, and what I sort of followed for myself as well, is like, for example, when I was in second year, I had some seniors in fourth year who were masters on CodeForces and 6 stars on CodeChef. So I used to sort of check out that when they were in second year, like I had this target of becoming a master by fourth year, for example. So I sort of checked that when they were in second year, they solved these contests. So I would participate in those contests virtually and try to sort of match my performance with their performance. And even if you have a very short term target, you can follow a person who is already there where you want to. Let's say you want to become a candidate master or a 5-star on CodeForces and CodeChef. Just follow some people who are consistently in that rating level, and try hard to be able to solve as many number of questions as that person is. Of course, initially you will not be able to solve that many questions during the contest, but make it like a target, and have this burning desire to be able to solve those questions after the contest, put in a lot of time, put in efforts. And uh, and and again, when I say this, put in a lot of effort and try to solve this question, then again, some people ask me this question in return, that I put in a lot of effort, I try to solve question, but still I am not able to solve the question. So to be able to sort of improving to improve the problem solving skill, what I suggest is, uh, generally what people do, like, not generally, like, what a person, like, one way to sort of solving problems could be that, we are trying to solve the problem, we have been trying for, let's say, an hour or so, not being able to solve, look at the tutorial. But the preferred way, according to me, like, what I prefer is not looking at the editorial completely, in under any circumstances. So what I would do is, I am trying to solve a question, I have tried out 3 4 approaches, none of them is working out, I know I'm stuck at this particular sort of step, and I'm not able to move further. I would go to the editorial, start reading the editorial. As soon as I come to know of a new piece of information that I had not already discovered, I would just stop there. Now I have a new piece of information, then, and I'll again start, going into different directions and trying to solve the problem. So that way, it's a mix of learning and trying things on your own. You would, if even if you are not able to solve the problem completely yourself, there will be a huge chunk of it would have been sort of thought of by you and you only. Yeah, I think these are the two suggestions that I'd like to give. Follow some people who are already at that level and try to achieve their level, because you know what is the requirement to be at that level, and then the problem solving part. Yeah,
I want to add a few points to
sure.
this question. Sorry, if you have you finished your.
No, I finished. Please go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. I have a slightly contradictory belief in this. Not pretty much contradictory, but so if you can solve interview level problems and you don't have a really good rating on Portfolios or CodeChef, then it should not matter very much. Because
right.
one thing is, if you're applying to foreign companies, most of the interviews don't even know ICPC. Like most of my colleagues at Google Mountain View, they did not even know what ICPC was. They know some term top coder. That is the only thing that they know. But the people who already did competitive programming in their college life, they know about CP very well. There are some set of people who know CP very well, and there are like majority of people who don't know what these ICPC or anything is. So even if you like, one other stat that I want to give is, like, there are around 40 people who joined with me in 2015 at Google. Like 40 of uh, Indians who joined like foreign places at Google, London or Sydney, and 90% of the people did not have good ratings on CodeChef or CodeForces. So if you don't have a good rating, then it's not a big bummer. Like if you are able to solve like interview level problems, then it should be fine. It would be better if you focus on learning other skills and like becoming better at problem solving. Like targeting, like if you have a good rating, then it will definitely help. Like one anecdote I can give is, like, one of my interviewers at Google in 2015, he was also ICPC World Finalist. So as soon as he saw my resume, he saw that like the only thing he saw was I was also ICPC World Finalist. So he was impressed with that, and he did not even look at other parts of resume. Like he just thought like, okay, let's just proceed to the question. He was really impressed with that part, and he was like, okay, I know you will be anyway solving this question. This is not ICPC level as well, and we started discussing about other things, about who is your competitor in ICPC this year and those kind of questions. So you can really impress your interviewer if you have a really good rating or you become ICPC World Finalist, but it's not a necessary. Like if you don't have it, it's fine. Like if you have other set of skills, like soft skills, like catching what your interviewer is giving and being able to communicate and solving interview level questions, then you should be fine. Like, there's that.
Great.
We
All
can.
right. Yeah. So I completely agree with you. I sort of got in flow I just got into the question. I got into the fact that how do you improve the ratings other than focusing on the
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yes. Uh, uh,
All right, so the
yeah.
next question that we have here is uh,
Yeah, that part I think you explained it better,
yeah.
like how to improve rating and all. Yeah.
So the question is, I'm not good at coding. Being a computer science student, how long will it take to learn competitive coding? Uh, by Kiran Tamil Silvan. Okay, so again, it is a very subjective question, and there is no objective answer to it. How long will it take? It depends from person to person. It depends on how much effort do you put in, the way the methodology that you follow to sort of practice questions, and all of that together would contribute towards it. And also I really don't sort of understand what do we mean by learn competitive programming. It is not something to be learned, it's something to do. So yeah, if I'm to answer, like, in how long can how long will a person take on an average to be able to answer interview problems, I'd say 6 months preparation is good enough once the person knows about basic DSA, according to me. But yeah, again, I am not really sure if I'm able to if I'll be able to answer this question in a very effective manner.
I think I can add one point there,
Yeah.
one or two points there. So the most important point is how long it will take. The biggest factor will be you. I saw people who literally prepared for 10 days and went to ICPC World Finals. Like, there are some really smart people. Like, you might have heard about Rudradev Basak. He was like 2011 passed out. He's one really smart person. They literally prepared for 10 days and they got so good and they went to ICPC World Finals. So there are smart people like that. And there are some people who practiced it for 5-10 years and they still are not good at competitive programming or software development. So it all depends on the person. Not all depends on the person, but on average, most of the people of my batchmates, like there are around 1,000 people, and most of them did it for 6 months to 1 year. They start preparing in the summer before the last year, like third year internship when they start preparing then. And for 6 months they practice, and in December there are interviews, and most of them follow that. Around half of them follow like 1 year before, like they start from third year. So around 12 months is probably a rough average of time of all the people. But how long exactly it takes for you will be depending upon you.
Great. Right. So I think we don't really have that much time to be able to answer all of the questions. So I'll just see from the questions that what the next question is, which is new, which is completely new. So just give me a moment.
The 14th question is simple. I'll just go to it quickly.
Sure.
Do you require to know any particular language for CP, or I can do CP in any programming language? I said it's simple because we already discussed it before. Either C++, Java, they are better than the rest for CP because they are fast and they have good libraries and good community. So I would recommend doing either C++ or Java. Do you want to add, or do you want to go to the next question? Okay.
Yeah, I think you answered it previously as well, and we have already covered this part a couple of times.
Yeah.
So I can see this question, which is new and which is sort of specific to me. The question says how to prepare for Codenation. What about the difficulty level relative to code forces? So yeah, for specifically for Codenation, for those who don't know, Codenation is a company, and I did my intern at Codenation, so maybe that's why the question is here. And for Codenation, they generally have 3 rounds of interviews. The first round is a project round, second round is a data structures and algorithms round, and third round is a design round. and after that, for full time, there is another round sometimes, which is a sort of a conversation with CEO. I'm not really sure about that round because I was interviewing for an internship opportunity. So anyway, I can cover about the first three rounds. So as for the project round, I think the first thing they check is that a person should have a couple of decent projects, and should own the projects. As in, by own the projects, I mean he should know the in and outs of the project, and the various decisions that were being taken, like why use this instead of this. What is the limitation of this algorithm that you have used? For example, I used naive bayes in one of the projects, and a couple of questions related to naive bayes and all sorts of things. So for that, to prepare for that, I think it's evident, just learn some skill, like web development or app development or machine learning, and or anything else, like you could do a project in algorithms as well, maybe make up a library. So yeah, and own that projects that you have done. For the second round, like I said, it is a DSA round, and we've spoken a lot about how to prepare for DSA, and the other things. What I'd like to add is regarding the difficulty level. Like you said, I'd say that if I am to answer according to the Code Force's difficulty level, I'd say somewhere between Div 2C to Div 2E. So on an average, Div 2D, you can say Div 2CD on average. But if you are if they've got you on an unlucky day, maybe you could also get a Div 2E. Right. So I hope this answers the difficulty part. And regarding design part, honestly, I did not prepare anything extra for that. I just talked to a senior who had previously interviewed for that, for coordination, and he just told me, like, just be yourself, and like from my personal experience as well, just be yourself and keep speaking your thoughts out loud. It's just that you have to be good at explaining your thought process, and yeah, I think that's it for preparation part for coordination. And could you please pick up the next question?
Sure. So one question I saw above, I think it's can answer a little bit on that. Like, how to level up when I still solve one or two problems in various coding contests. So how to level up, how to become better at problem solving is only by solving more problems. You cannot read about problems and become better at them. You can read the answers of problems and become a little better. But if you want to really become better at problem solving, you have to solve more questions. How to level up is, like, if you are able to solve only one or two problems in your contest, then it's fine. The thing is that after the contest is over, you have to upsolve the problem. Upsolve is a word that was introduced in the competitive programming community. It means that after the contest has ended, you pick up the problems that you did not solve and try to solve it after the contest. So upsolving the problems help you become better at solving those problems. So one thing is also managing your stress levels as well. Like, sometimes people just get anxious in interviews and in like short programming contests. Like, managing your emotions is also an important part in solving the problems. You need to calm yourself down and see the problem exactly as it is, rather than seeing, oh, this is a hard problem, how do I solve this? So how to become better? Like, there is another opportunity here. Like you can go through the classes that are being taken at the Unacademy by all these competitive programming people. So those are also really good place to become better. And CodeChef is also a really good platform with like really good editorials and all. The editorials I personally find the problems better in Code Forces and the editorials better in CodeChef. So I don't have a definite answer which is the best platform to practice. So both Code Forces and CodeChef, if you are able to do them regularly, then you can become better. Do you want to add anything or go to the next question, Pulkit?
I really don't know which question you were answering. I was trying to figure it out. It's okay. I think you've covered the stuff. You must have covered the stuff. Okay, how to
Okay.
level up. Yeah, okay, got it, got it. Yeah. So yeah, just one thing, of course you have already covered most of the part. I just want to add that like Surya said, like I generally when I had this zeal to improve and improve and improve, I just always try to solve that one extra question that I am generally being able to solve in the contest. Let's say I'm generally being able to solve till C, and today I solved till D, so I would just enjoy it. And in the contest I was able to solve one extra question. But if not, yeah, I just try to solve that one extra question that then I am generally being able to solve during the contest. So I just then hope that eventually I'll be able to solve that one extra question during the contest only, and it will become the new normal. Yeah.
That probably answers the next question as well. How to approach learning CP and data structures? Yeah, solving that one extra question is a really good concept. And the other approach that you can take is like you can find like new topics that are not there in contest and go topic wise as well. Like the easy problems of like try solving often as well, because online contests are not that frequent. Want to practice daily, like you can probably take the easiest problem in data structures and solve it, and try to solve easy medium problems later and all. Like one way is like sorting the problems by number of people solved, and like do the binary search that you can do. The hardest problem, the easiest problem that you are not able to solve, pick that problem and solve it uh, after the you sort the problems. Is
Yeah.
one approach.
Again, I know for a fact that there is not a rating system on CodeChef. Like of course there is a rating system on CodeChef, but rating of a problem is not a concept on CodeChef. But on CodeForces there is a rating associated with each question. So yeah, well, let's say your current rating is 1500. If you are not participating in any contest, and you just want to practice some problems, just try to pick a range of rating, let's say 1600 to 1800, and try solving those. That's also another way to go about it. So Surya, I think like I've gone through the list. I think all the questions are sort of closely related to whatever we have already answered. If you are you able to find anything new?
One thing is, what are some good resources for learning the topics and not questions? So one thing is, some good resources are uh, the top coder algorithm blogs. So if you go to top coder website, there are some blogs with algorithms. So if you read them, you can understand the topics well. And during my time, that used to be one of the best resource. But right now, I think the best resource would be an academy. Most topics are there, and you can get like really good understanding from these lessons. So yeah, that would be my advice. Uh,
All right.
yeah, I also read through all the
Yeah.
questions. Yeah, I think they cover.
So I think we are also past the scheduled time. So uh, so yeah, to sum it up, we have pretty much I think covered how and why is CP important for FAANG, and also some of the other questions which were not that much related with the topic as well. So thank you Surya for joining, and thank you everyone for listening to us for this 1 hour. I hope you guys enjoyed the session. I enjoyed it very much, discussing things with Surya and answering all of these questions. Yeah, that's it. That's it from my side. If Surya would like to add anything, you're welcome to. Otherwise, maybe we can just end the session.
Yeah, so it was great joining you as a co-host for this Pulkit. I enjoyed this during this session. I hope all of you learned something or other through this session. If you still have any questions left, you can ping me on my Facebook or anywhere else.
Yeah.
I try my best to answer the questions. I am sharing my Facebook ID. You can
Yeah.
follow up there.
Same for me as well. I am sharing my LinkedIn ID as well. So there may be a little bit delay in answering the questions, but I do answer all of the questions on LinkedIn. So
Right.
yeah,
So yeah, I think there's that. Maybe I'll give a quick summary of what exactly the important points. Maybe
right.
quick recap. So there are two major branches in interviews. One is the soft skills part, and the other is technical part. The soft skill part like has communication skills and proactivity and catching the things. Like if your interviewer is giving a hint, are you able to use that hint that way? And are you able to explain your solution to your interviewer and all those kind of things? And the technical part, during our time there used to be design round, but as Pulkit said, most these days it's not there. So the other part is the algo round. If you are good at competitive programming, then that part I think you are safe. The questions that are there in interviews, algo side, are much easier than the ones which are there in competitive programming like ICPC level or those kind. So if you become good at CP, then the algo side you can nail it easily. The other part, the interviews, you get better at soft skills just by interacting more with other people. You can't learn it by reading a book. So that would be my advice. If you want to add anything to it.
No, I think you summarized it pretty well. I even forgot to summarize. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay, guys. So thank you all for joining. We'll be ending this session now. And like Surya and I have told you, if you guys have any question that you feel has not been answered in an effective manner here, you can reach out to Surya on Facebook or me on LinkedIn. We'll definitely try to address your queries. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.